Hey there, and welcome to episode 18 of Cast Reflects. I'm your host Josh, and as always, I'm joined by Connell Luke the Truth Jennings.
Hello.
How's it going? You alright?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, it feels like a little while since we've done one of these. Again, I say that most times, and it's been a week.
Yeah,
it's been about a week.
Usually a week. Slightly longer than a week this time.
I know it's because we've both been super busy recently, and we've not been playing stuff together as much.
Yeah. I think it's the summer as well. I was thinking about this the other day.
Yeah.
Because we play a lot of PC stuff together and it's quite hot and sweaty sitting at your PC, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But you're just more sociable in the summer, aren't you? It's like less...
Also that, yeah.
Less
also,
video game
most
time.
normal people are, yeah. I definitely am.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely am.
100%. 100%
Definitely.
Not sat playing computer every night anyway. Speaking of playing stuff, have you been playing much recently?
I took the jump into Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age.
Oh, nice. You went for it.
Yeah, after we talked about it the other day.
How are you finding it so far?
It's good. Just got the Dawn Shard. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, got that one back. No, it's good. I think I've probably put about 8 hours into it now. So, I'm enjoying it.
Nice chunks.
The Gambit system's really fun once you get used to that.
Right,
In a weird way, you can almost make the game play itself.
How's that work then? Because I've not played Final Fantasy 12. It's one of the ones that I've not played.
Yeah, so each character you have like a gambit system, a gambit list for, and you can give them, like, you can unlock more slots for them, but say there's like 5 slots, and you can put like attack or you put like a target in, so either enemy or you, or like your party, and then you can either like set the action as like cure if under 70% health, or
nice,
fire if weak to fire, and sort of thing. So you can set up this little automated system of moves that you want them to do.
That's pretty cool.
Then you can just concentrate on your character, sort of thing.
Right. Oh, so you can only set it on your party members?
No, you can set it on yourself as well. You can literally run around and not press any buttons.
That seems like quite a jump, really. Can you turn that off as well? Like, if you want
you have to put it on.
Oh, right.
Like
okay.
Individually on each party member.
So you can, if you want, choose to play it, old school. I say old school, traditional. You basically have to pick the moves and figure out weaknesses and things like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't wait for you, if that makes sense. So you'd have to keep rotating through the party members quite quickly.
Right, okay, get ya. Oh, cool. So you're enjoying it then overall?
Yeah, it's good fun. It's reminds me a lot of Star Wars, the music and like the scenes.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, just that kind of aesthetic, yeah.
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
Oh, cool. I've speaking of Star Wars, I've been
Star Wars. Speaking as well was.
Good start, isn't it? So what a smooth segue that is.
Stop saying words that begin with S.
Smooth segue into Star Wars. Speaking of. Speaking of Star Wars, I think I've nearly completed Jedi Survivor. I think it feels like I'm near the end.
Yeah,
I've got to say, man, it's really good. Yeah,
really good.
It's really, really good. It's a bit buggy in places, but no way near as bad as I thought it was going to be in terms of what I'd heard initially. But It's stunning, absolutely gorgeous looking game, and the story's really, really good in this game. Like, it's really, really good Star Wars story. I'm so much more invested in the characters this game than I was in the first one.
Yeah,
like, I did enjoy the first one, but this one, they've added some new characters in, one or two in particular that are really, really good and like well acted. The story's actually, really, really solid. I kind of would like. It's weird, isn't it, now, because the Star Wars canon's so mental.
I'm just very confused by it now because I have so much storage space used up of my previous Star Wars knowledge, like, that is now just redundant.
Yeah, because you read loads of the extended universe and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, And I just confuse that with what's real now. I don't even know what's what anymore.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is canon. Like, I'm assuming it's canon, but there's some stuff in it which is like, this is well cool. Like, how is this not? But then you get to the point where you come back round, you're like, how is this not mentioned in other Star Wars stuff, like the movies? And
there's a lot going on, mate.
Yeah,
And time to mention everything.
I know, it's a big galaxy, isn't it? It's a big galaxy. But the story's awesome. I've got to say, if you enjoyed the first one, I think this one's just better, personally. What else have I been playing? Oh, I started playing Dave the Diver as well.
Oh, mate, I really want to play that.
It's so good. It's so good, man. I've only done about 5 hours, I think, on it so far, but
yeah, I'm gonna get that soon.
I think it was like 14 quid.
Oh.
It was like 5% off or something for the launch. It came out last week.
Yeah.
And it's sick. It's so good. It's got such an addictive little loop to it. But I don't want to say too much because it's got proper story.
Nice.
It's not just. It kind of is. You just dive and then come back and then you run the sushi bar at night. But there's way more to it than that, and you're not just going down for no reason every time, like just to earn more money. Like, but it's so good. But I think I want to talk about it probably a bit more when I've played a lot more of it.
I really want to play it as well.
Yeah, maybe next week or the week after or something. If you've had a chance to play it, we can have a proper chat about it. Because
let's do it.
For an indie dev, like, it's a really, really, really good game. And I'm excited to play more of it. I'm excited to talk about more of it. But for now, I think we'll just park it and we'll save it till you played some. We can have a proper chat about it.
I'm glad it's good.
Yeah, it's very, very good. It's very good. Right, so this week... So Game Rant basically did an article about 10 Kickstarted video games that have become iconic.
Mm-hmm.
It was written by Blaise Santi. Apologies if I've butchered that first name. It's just Blaise. Blaise Santi. And it got me thinking, like, actually Kickstarter's been going for ages now, and there's some games on this list that I was like, that's mad. I didn't realise that was Kickstarted. So I got into a bit of a rabbit hole of looking at other Kickstarted games, or just crowdfunded video games in general. And there's so many on there that I had no idea were actually Kickstarted originally. So I thought it'd be cool to have a chat about crowdfunding video games. And
yeah, it's interesting that you say that as well. Like, the more I looked into this, the more I was like, oh my god, I didn't know that was crowdfunded.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's really cool. There's some really big titles in there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's games, so we'll flick through the list quickly because there's only 10. We don't have to talk about every one for ages, but there's only 10 on here, and there's some on here that I've played, some on here I've not. I'd say it's about 50-50 split. But Shovel Knight, obviously, one of my favourite platformers I think I've ever played. It's absolutely amazing. I did know that was Kickstarted, but considering they'd not done anything before, and it was just one of those like massive success stories for Kickstarter. I think 2013 as well. It originally started, so the debut for that, and it was 75 grand they needed, which is insane, and it just absolutely smashed it.
It's not much money, is it? Really?
It's not really when you think about how much it costs to make a video game. Obviously, the differences of AAA, an indie development, but if you've got the talent, though, which is what I kind of want to get onto a little bit as well, is how talented some of these people are. And with just a little bit of funding, they can produce, one of the best games of like the decade. But yeah, that's a big one for me, Shovel Knight. Were there any on the list that caught your eye in particular?
It's a weird list for me because there's a lot of games on here that I've played but not played enough of.
Yeah.
Like Pillars of Eternity. I've played quite a bit of, but not enough to really like warrant reviewing it or giving a solid opinion on it, sort of thing. But I really enjoyed what I did play. I just didn't play enough of it. Hollow Knight, very much the same. Mainly because of difficulty was why I didn't play much of that.
That is hard.
Again, absolutely amazing game. I enjoyed what I played of it, but I just couldn't get through it, sort of thing.
Nah.
So it was too hard. And Undertale as well.
Yeah, Undertale.
Same story.
Undertale's one that I've never played before, but it's always one of those games that comes up on the list of the best video games ever, or the best video games of the decade, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's always one of those that I see and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've got it as well somewhere on something. I don't know whether it's PlayStation Plus or whatever, but it's crazy, man. Like, it's weird that I've not played some of these, like, because a lot of them are the same sort of genre or style of games that I like to play as well. Mighty Number 9 as well was the Mega Man inspired one, because they hadn't made a Mega Man game for ages, and it was like the former Capcom writer, what's his chops, Keiji Inafune, who was like part of the original development, things like that. I actually don't think it did very well originally, Mighty Number 9. I think the sales were like pretty bad for it, but
3.8 million they raised.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's absolutely crazy.
Mad money. Compare that to the 75k for Shovel Knight.
Yeah, that's got the clout of an original Mega Man.
It just shows you the difference in like cost to make games.
Yeah.
And actually, like, when you look at the end product, no offense to Mighty Number 9, it's weirdly right. I own, I think, 8 of these games, but I've played like 5 of them.
Yeah.
But I've never been a Mega Man fan, to be honest. That's not something I've ever really played. Like, Shovel Knight seems like such a more impressive video game to me.
Yeah.
And it was made on the 75k, whereas 3.8 million for Mighty Number 9.
I suppose though it's not so much how much money it raised, because that's not exactly how much it would have cost to make the game.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Obviously they have a pledge and they have a target which they say, look, we need this amount, but if you want to keep backing us, then you're essentially paying for the game, aren't you, as well, before it's out.
That's true, yeah.
Which is one of those. So I guess there's that caveat, but you can see obviously the difference between both side-scroller platformers. One's obviously off the back of, an immensely successful series from like the late 80s to now, and Shovel Knight's just this like new upstart.
Yeah.
I've got to agree with you. I'm not a massive Mega Man fan personally. Like, I appreciate Mega fan. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan personally. I can totally see why people enjoy it, but to me, Shovel Knight's just it's like a pinnacle of like a modern day platformer, really. I say modern, it came out like 8 years ago now. Speaking of platformers, though, Ukulele from the guys that were, their studio that's kind of split off from Rareware, who did Banjo-Kazooie and like Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
For N64. That's really good. I mean, it literally takes the same format as Banjo-Kazooie as well, with like the little companion kind of platformer duo. But yeah, that did really well. Night in the Woods, another one.
That's like an early clone game, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is, yeah. But I feel like they're allowed to do it because they were responsible for Banjo-Kazooie. It's
interestingly, that is exactly the same as one of the other games on my list of Kickstarter games.
Yeah.
Maybe that's like a path out of it for like the original devs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not on this list though. We'll go on to it in a minute.
Nah. Well, I like that idea though of, I think if you're from an old school studio and you're responsible for certain games, and then for whatever reason, like, Rareware got bought by Xbox. I don't know exactly what happened to the studio, but they basically stopped making the games that they were making for Nintendo. And if you want to split off, if you got the clout that you can split off and go and do your own thing, like, because that's basically what they called Double Fine.
Double Fine, yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what they did. Like, industry veteran starts his own studio, doesn't want to essentially be a publisher or have a publisher involved, so it's just like, we'll just get people.
Someone has to answer to the man.
No, exactly. And Double Fine makes some incredible games as well. But there's one on here that I've never played before, and embarrassingly I'd never heard of, and that was Shantae, Half Genie Hero.
Yeah, I'd never heard of that.
So apparently this was a game that goes all the way back to 2002 on Game Boy Color, developed by Way
Classic.
Forward, which I'd never heard of this game before. And apparently this raised nearly $1 million, which has now been ported to like most HD platforms, which is crazy because I thought I'd be in the loop with that one, as it's a platformer. Speaking of the the studios kind of moving over, Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night.
Yep.
Obviously Castlevania inspired. Well, like massively Castlevania inspired. I started playing this and I loved what I actually played of it, but for some reason never actually finished it or like got all the way through with it.
Yeah, I've not played it.
Nah, it looks awesome though. It looks really, really good.
5.5 million that raised. Bloodstained.
Yeah, it's mental. It's absolutely mental, isn't it? I don't know whether that was because there was like no Castlevania for ages.
Yeah.
Like a side scroller. So
Dry.
weirdly, it's a bit like Metroid, where there just wasn't. You had some of the old Metroid games on the like DS and the Game Boy and things like that, and then there was just a massive gap where they didn't release one. And they did.
But they do that,
Metroid.
don't they, Nintendo?
They are a bit weird like that. Like they just stop. It's like what happened to like one of your
Valve
most
do that
successful...
as well.
Yeah, Valve just abandon their fucking products. They're like, oh, we make these amazing games, and they're just like, see you later.
Always leave them wanting more.
Yeah. Every year they're like half.
That's how they stay on top.
They're just doing like the next orange box, aren't they? Where they're going to release Portal 3, Half-Life 3, Team Fortress 3. And it'll be like the green box or something like that. That's why it's taken ages. That's what I keep telling myself anyway.
Yeah. Not coping.
The other one on this list was Hyperlight Drifter, which is an absolute banger. It's a really, really good game. That did 640 grand and its goal was 27,000. So absolutely insane amount. But yeah, it's a really, really good game. The music in that game as well is done by Disaster Piece, if anyone's a fan of him. Does like really, really good music. Did the music for It Follows. You seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, wicked. And Fez. Did the music for Fez as well.
And Fez.
Fez.
Yeah, Fez is a good game.
Yeah, Fez is awesome. So looking at that list then, obviously there's a load that are kind of, missing, that weren't included. There's a few that I wanted to mention. Have you got any that didn't make the list that you want to talk about?
Yes.
There's a big one which I've got quite a few notes on, which is kind of still ongoing. But if there's any that off the top of your head, go for it, mate.
So the one that I mentioned earlier that was of a studio that previously made a title and then obviously didn't have the rights to make any more, so they just made their own Kickstarter funded campaign.
Yeah.
Is Phoenix Point.
Right, okay.
Have you heard of that?
Is this the first person shooter?
No.
Nah.
Okay. I'll give you, knowing me, I'll give you one guess at what game.
XCOM.
Yes.
You gave it away when you said no.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but otherwise you weren't going to get it. So it was Julian Gollop, who was like one of the original like creators of the XCOM series.
Right.
And this is intended to be a spiritual successor to the XCOM series. So he sort of wasn't like XCOM still exists, right? But
Yeah.
The story is like gone in its own way and sort of things like that, right?
Yeah.
So he wanted to create his spiritual successor to what he wanted XCOM to be.
Yeah.
After he'd left, sort of thing. And it's set in 2047 on Earth amidst an alien invasion of Lovecraftian horrors.
Excellent.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. And it's basically XCOM. You have individual units. It's cover-based shooting system based on chance, and you turn-based strategy. Your way to victory, killing aliens.
So is this out already, or is this currently?
Came out in 2019.
Have you? You must have played it. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say you must have played it.
It was on Game Pass for a long time.
Right. Okay.
It might still be, but I don't know.
How much it raised? You got how much it raised? Well, I put you on the spot there.
You have put me on the spot. Hang on. Actually, right. I can find this quite easily from now because I've got the page open, which has got a list of how much they all raised. $765,948 on a goal of $500K.
Did the job, didn't it?
Did the job.
Did the job.
Yeah.
Right. So are they doing a sequel? Do you know, or
I don't know. It was. I know it struggled when it first came out. There was some performance issues and stuff.
Yeah.
But to be honest, when I played it, I didn't really like. There was performance issues, but no more than you get in XCOM anyway. XCOM's got loads of performance issues.
So you don't think it suffered then from?
I know
not having the backing and the push from a publisher to help with stuff.
I don't think so. No, I think it's tough to make those games. There's a lot going on in them, and they require a lot of like load time and stuff.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of balancing as well in there that goes in with it.
Yeah, like if I go back and play XCOM without mods on now, it seems so slow.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Just like from point to point, like, or between loading screens?
Just everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything. And like even like on XCOM, you have to, when you exfiltrate, you have to do it one by one for each person, even if everybody's in the exfiltration zone. You have to like,
right.
You have to be like evac, next person, evac, next person, evac.
Right.
And it's like, there's like mods that you can get that's just like evac all.
Yeah. It just makes it like 10 times quicker. Yeah.
And it's just, my sense of what XCOM is as a game is so warped because I've played it for so long with mods.
Yeah. So it's complete
sense.
like, so if they released another one now, unless they added all those features in, it would be weird for you.
Yeah, it would probably feel like a downgrade.
Which is mad, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird.
I love mods though. I can't wait to do an episode on mods because that's going to be good. There was a couple, just to jump in quick, that I had no idea were actual crowdfunded, and that was FTL, Fast and Light.
Yeah.
Had no idea that was crowdfunding, and that's an amazing game. Tiny little studio. It's got so much replayability as well, that game.
Yeah.
And Divinity as well. And the second one.
Yeah, I knew they were crowdfunded.
Yeah, I had no idea. I think Divinity 2 as well. Ross absolutely loves it, but it's usually, I mean, it's usually rated as one of the best PC games, if not the best PC game. Like, exclusively on PC. But yeah, again, like, I cannot believe that was crowdfunded. It's insane how much talent, how many talented developers are out there. Yeah. And how Kickstarter is such a good platform to be able to get those games made.
That's what I was going to say. It's almost like it's a viable direction for somebody to try and get a game made now, especially if you have like an IP or some sort of like, you know, if you have something big on your CV.
Yeah, like industry experience already, that kind of thing.
Yeah, then it's actually like a potentially viable option, especially if you're good at things like social media marketing and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it really works well, like for the smaller, really, really small indie studios.
Speaking
like brand
of that,
new studios.
I've got one as well that I didn't know was crowdfunded. That's a small indie studio.
Go on.
That has been mentioned on the podcast before.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do you remember Kingdoms and Castles? Do you remember I talked about that?
Yeah, vaguely, yeah.
It's like a little RTS city builder where you build a castle and like you get invaded by Vikings and dragons and stuff.
Yeah, I do vaguely, yeah, like, that is ringing a bell.
It was one of my what you've been playing recently games. That was crowdfunded and had a goal of $15,000.
Yeah,
so not much. Made 108,000.
It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. Love it though. I love it. I think it's such a good platform because people can actually just speak with their wallet now rather than having to go through a publisher and then you end up paying about 1 million different people different percentages of the money, where you just go through Kickstarter. If you've got a really, really good idea for a game and you can get it kickstarted to this point or crowdfunded, like looking at Shovel Knight, for example, like they're set now because they've made an absolute monster of a platformer, and people are just like, oh yeah, that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
and that's all from Kickstarter and crowdfunding video games. I think it's such a good platform, and it's crazy when you see like massive, like Shenmue 3's one on.
Yeah.
It's like Shenmue 3 was one of those games that kind of went down the Half-Life 3 sort of route, where you just would have just never, you're just expecting it to never ever come out.
Do we need to crowdfund Half-Life 3? Is that what we need to do?
I think we do, yeah. Let's just get the guys that did Black Mesa to do it.
Yeah, let's start that.
Yeah, literally. The guys that did Black Mesa.
Cause.
It does. Oh, mate, one day. If we have to Kickstarter, we'll Kickstarter it.
Yeah. Cut this out, but we can just get down with the money when it all comes in.
Yeah, we'll give the guys some, the team that did Black Mesa a bell. Get them on the phone.
No, we'll just bail out, mate.
Just get rid.
Change our names.
Just get rid.
Fly to a private island.
Yeah. Oh, mate. Right, was there any more that you wanted to talk about in particular?
Yeah, there's Super Hot.
Yeah, what the like gunslinger kind of weird ass physics game.
Yeah, really cool game. Didn't know that was crowdfunded, and I had a lot of fun playing that. It was a really enjoyable one. Another one that's very me is Hand of Fate. Have you ever played that?
No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've even heard of it.
It's like a roguelike card game.
Yeah, that's a bit of you.
Yeah,
that's
it's
a bit of you.
Yeah. It really is a bit of me. Yeah. It's like it's got like deck building stuff in it. It's a bit like an RPG as well. It's like, I don't know, Dungeons and Dragons meets a card game meets roguelike shit.
Oh, wicked. What's it called? Hand of Fate?
Yeah. I think there's a second one out now, but I haven't played the second one.
I love a little deck builder. Like when I get into it, I always find them quite daunting to start with. But when I get into it, I'm like, yeah, I'm like properly addicted to this now.
Same. Yeah, I'm really bad for that. It doesn't take me much to get addicted to those games.
Nah. Well, there's one massive one on here which I wanted to talk about because it's quite a story, and that's Star Citizen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this originally, yeah, put your seatbelts on, put your space seatbelts on. So I don't know
space belts.
Yeah, put your space belts on. That's a much better name. Have you seen much of this?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god! Right, so it's basically. Did you ever play Freelancer?
Nope.
So Freelancer, just really quickly, was like a space trade-in / story game where you play as a freelancer. I can't remember his name, but it came out years and years ago. It was like early noughties, and you basically have a ship and you fly around. You land at different planets. You can trade commodities, but there's a story and there's like aliens in it. It's a bit kind of like Mass Effect. I think you could say might have been inspired by it quite a bit.
Okay.
And it was really, really good, and they never made a sequel. So the guy that was a big part of the Freelancer game kind of split off and wanted to make this like enormous sci-fi inspired, not sci-fi inspired, but just a massive sci-fi game where you can have like dogfights in space, like there's a first person version, blah, 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 blah. And it basically started 11 years ago in 2012. This originally kickstarted.
Nice.
Right? Guess how much it's raised now over 11 years?
I don't know. It's got to be millions.
Just have a guess.
4.8 million.
$500 million it's raised. Over $500 million.
It's mad.
Like, how much did it cost to make GTA? It can't be far off that.
How much did it cost to it?
But
how much did it cost to make GTA 5?
How much did it cost to make GTA
Sorry, how much
5?
did you say? 500 million?
$500 million.
In all reports, state that Grand Theft Auto 5 cost a whopping 265 million to develop and publish.
Yeah, it's just mental, isn't it?
Half the price.
Yeah, half the price, and this game's not even finished either.
What is the return expected on that?
It's mental, isn't it? I think they've just phoned it in and just gone, yeah, sorry. it's never good. It's not coming out.
Are they like panic stations now? They're spending that money trying to build a real spaceship to just get off
to
the
fly
planet,
away
because they're like, we can't deliver this game.
Yeah. So at the moment, there's still no clear release date, though it is now in alpha. It has been for a while. But honestly, mate, there's like different modes of play. There's a flight combat simulator. There's a single player story campaign with an all-star cast of Gary Oldman, Mark Hamill, Gillian Anderson, Mark Strong, Liam Cunningham, Andy Serkis, and John Rhys Davis are all in it.
Oh my god, I need this game to come out.
Yeah, I'm really surprised you've not seen anything on it before, but it looks like it could be like, you know, an absolute just 10 out of 10, but it's just been plagued with issues and countless delays. I think a lot of the key members of the development team have said there's been poor micromanagement and things like that. There were delays. Obviously, I think the expectation for the game as well was a hindrance in itself because so many people backed it.
Yeah.
And it kind of snowballed. And now, obviously, like, it's raised over $500 million, which is absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But you watch some trailers on it, and like you can play the alpha, and it does look excellent, but it's kind of petering out, sort of not petering out, it's being rolled out like slowly, and it's just there's a delay on that, and then there's a delay on this, and then but it's one of those that's been going for 11 years now on Kickstarter, and
that's mad, isn't it?
Sadly it's not been fully delivered yet, but
11
I
years.
really hope that it gets to the point it gets to, because it does look like could be absolutely phenomenal.
Well, like, there's probably people who backed that who had died.
Well, loads of people asked for refunds on it after a while. Like, after a few years, like, they did so many refunds on the game. But yeah, you're right. Like, people, like, a bit bleak, but people probably have backed it.
Literally died from old age waiting for Star Citizen to come out.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it? It's crazy. When I was researching it, I was like, I can't. It's always been that game where it's like, asked, you know, well, it's in development, but it's never coming out. But it's in development, but it's still never coming out. And each year they delay thing, and then they announce that they've done like a new game mode for it. But yeah, one day, hopefully, you know, it's in alpha now, so fingers crossed we're on the right path to getting it released. But
maybe I'll put it on my E3 predictions for next year.
Yeah, Star Citizen gets a full release finally. Yeah, nah, never gonna happen. But yeah, I wanted to mention that because I think it's probably the most, I don't want to say controversial, but it's clearly like been through a lot of ups and downs through the development, and the fact that it's raised over $500 million now through,
it's very impressive, isn't it?
Through people who are well aware of its development issues, but they believe in the product so strongly that they're just like, yeah, I'm just going to back it anyway.
Yeah,
it's just crazy. But yeah,
there is one more that I would like to give a shout out to.
Yeah, go on then.
And it's probably the one that I've spent the most hours in for a Kickstarter game. Is 7 Days to Die.
Right. Okay. Yeah, you love this, don't you?
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time playing this. Yeah, just zombie survival, like sandbox game, multiplayer, play it with your friends.
Yeah.
I've spent hundreds of hours playing that game. It's just really fun. Really, really good replayability, like Minecraft levels of customization.
Yeah.
And it just gets harder and harder the longer you stay alive.
Yeah, I think I played it with you, didn't I, for a little bit, and then
we played a modded version.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it put me on the map, and I was like 25 minutes away, like actual real time. You were like, "Yeah, the base is up here, mate," and I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "I'm hearing like my pants and there's lions and tigers just roaming around, and the zombies aren't even here yet. It's just fucking mental game.
Yeah, that mod that we played, there's a video on my channel of just me and my friend Paul getting killed by a cow.
What's just like, radioactive cow?
It's not even the zombies. It's just the cow. The cow killed us.
I did enjoy that. I don't know. I think I must have had like connection issues or something. I think I've still got it. We should play it. We should play more.
Yeah, we should play the base game at some point. It's really good.
Yeah, I'll be up for that, man. Right, you happy with that then?
Yeah.
Anything else you want to cover?
I mean, there's one more that deserves a shout out, but I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I haven't played a huge amount of it. But The Long Dark.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard nothing but good things about that game, to be honest.
Yeah, I played like, I don't know, maybe an hour of it. It's really good.
Just another survival game, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But more like narrative based. Sort of
right. Okay. Well, as opposed to just surviving for the sake of it and just going as long as you can. Yeah,
you're trying to uncover like a story as you go.
Yeah, nice. I prefer it when games like survival games do that. It keeps you wanting to actually go back rather than, I've built a giant castle now, I'm just going to delete the game.
Lord over it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure there's loads on there as well that we've not mentioned, but obviously crowdfunding in general, I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a fucking awesome platform for indie devs to be able to get their product made, or at least get it out there, definitely, for people that actually believe in it. And it's the easiest way in it to get a publisher involved, because you just go, yeah, look how many people actually want to buy my game already, and it's not even been made yet. So, but yeah, nice.
Gold star. Thumbs up.
Michelin star for that. Right, Reflect Selects this week. I'm going to give it to Oxenfree 2. Because it looks fucking sick. And it's out on Wednesday, the 12th of June, on PC, PS5, PS4, Switch, and Netflix.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you didn't expect that, did you?
I did, because I watched the video.
Yeah, damn it. So yeah, Night School Studios is the developer. They were purchased by Netflix. So it's going to be able to, you can play it on Netflix if you want. I don't know. I've never played a game. I've never played a game on Netflix before. I'm assuming if you've got a PlayStation 5 or something, or a PS4, you just use the controller.
The controller?
Just stream it?
Or do you reckon they just do it like mobile version of it, and you can only play it on your phone or your tablet?
Like with the touch, and it brings up the buttons on the screen.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what? I might try it. When it comes out, just to let you know.
Yeah,
I think it'd be worth it. But yeah, we spoke about this quite a bit in last week's episode, so I had to do it because I love the original game, and this looks more of the same, but carrying on the story. I'm probably going to have a playthrough of like 4 to 6 hours, which is perfect for me personally at the moment. Nice little narrative adventure game. But yeah, Reflect Selects, Oxenfree 2, Lost Signals. That's out.
Very good.
Out on Wednesday the 12th of June on Netflix.
Check it out.
If you've got Netflix, you can just play it.
Check it out on Netflix.
Dudum.
Dudum.
Right, what you got coming out on Loot the Truth this week then?
We've got a highlights video coming out this week.
Nice.
It's called Rocket League Super Mashup.
Oh, nice, mate. Rocket League videos, the best ones.
Rocket League Super Mashup. It is the one in which we have our meltdown over the egg pun football player names.
Yeah, okay, nice. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah. Titus Scramble.
Titus Scramble. Dwight Yoke.
Dwight Yoke. Oh, I can't remember what the other ones were. There was a terrible one on there, and I can't remember. Oh, was it like you were getting
Egwin van der Sar?
Egwin van der Sar. The best one was Egda Davids. It doesn't even. Egda Davids. Egda Davids. Oh, it doesn't even work. Doesn't even work, but it had to be done.
Graham Soufflenes.
Oh, mate, that's a banger. Mate, we're ruining them all. You have to watch. You have to watch
that
the
one's
video.
not even in there, mate. That's original content.
That's a freebie, mate. That's off the cuff.
Yeah.
Okay,
Watch
cool.
that video for that. Do you remember the ones that we got ChatGPT to try and come up with?
Yeah, that was the ones I was thinking of. They were awful.
Excellent Wilfred Zaha.
That was it. It was like the excellent Wilfred. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You think you're f***ing clever? You're not that clever though. You're not that clever though, are you?
Don't get comedy, do you?
Nah.
Well,
Okay,
nor do I,
wicked.
to be honest.
Nah, mate. Graham Souffleness. That's unbelievable.
Back yourself.
Not as good as Edgar Davids though. Oh, class. Right, so that's out on Loot the Truth this week.
Yeah.
Wicked. Right, that'll do us then this week. Oh, Edgar Davids. I just can't. Well, thank you as always for joining us, mate.
Oh, mate, no problem. Thanks for having me.
And thanks for listening. And we'll see you all in episode 19.
Smell you later.
That's the worst one yet.